kind of taking a risk of getting shot. Going around the backyard or something like that, you may not come back out. Just saying. Welcome back, all you warriors. Another episode of Elite Landscapes Life Stories. We are feeling the spring rush exhaustion phase. We just laid out those. It ended up being 24 scoops at that last mulching property that you guys watched. And we're exhausted. We mowed Monday hardcore, did the whole cul-de-sac route. Then we mulched that one property in the middle of the cul-de-sac. And today we have 2 routes in one. We're hoping. Keep our fingers crossed. So look, I'm not gonna spend too much time right now in this second talking about stuff, but we are gonna talk about exhaustion and how really dangerous it can be out here where you can die. And I've gone through a few times that I've come close to dying. Just mowing grass, and you'll love that story. It happened back in 2003, 2004, something like that. Stick around, we'll get some footage for you guys to enjoy, and we'll talk about the properties, all right? Today's video, we are gonna talk about the top 7 ways that you can die out here, just mowing grass and doing yard work. Last year, just in the United States alone, there were 85,000 injuries that were reported to the ER, and over 90 deaths occurred due to the lawnmower itself. So if you're curious of the top 7 ways that we can die, stick around for this whole video because we're going to discuss them all. And we're going to start off right now with my own personal experience from exhaustion. So let's go ahead and jump back in time when Randall was 24 years old. I was running a large commercial crew that had 15 men on it. We would work all day long, sun up to sundown, and I was raising a family as well. So I had 3 little boys, and if you have a family and they're young, you're gonna be missing on some sleep. 100%, you will be missing on sleep, and the exhaustion will catch up to you. The time was 7:30 p.m. It was Friday. I was on my very last apartment complex of the week, number 28. That's right, 28 properties we did on a weekly basis with 15 men involved. Now, we've all been in the situations to where your eyes just keep fading and fading and fading, and you can't stop it. You know, most of the time, it happens to people when they're driving cars late at night. But if you're out here mowing grass for 50, 60 hours a week, full speed, hardcore, it's gonna happen to you on this mower, all right? So I'm laying down my last few stripes, and I'm on an X-Smart laser, and them things are fast, right? If you know anything about these commercial grade mowers, they can roll. I get on the concrete, and I gotta go all the way across the complex to get back to my truck. So I lean forward on the handlebars, and I start going full speed, put my chin on my arms, and I'm just getting it, man. Just getting it. And apparently, I must have dozed off, guys. I'll finish the story after this little break right here. Wow. Well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that little steep, crazy embankment, but gotta be careful. I mean, if you don't know the embankment, there'd be a huge gopher hole. Slide down, that tire hits that hole, whole mower tilts, there you go. Be on your toes. Most important thing is you getting home to your family. We'll check back in next property. We're rocking it out today, guys. Yes, sir. She's doing a good job today. Love that machine. All right, guys. So this Turf Tiger 2 is 5 hours shy of having 1,200 hours on her. I am very pleased with the Vanguard engine on it. I haven't had any issues out of it. And the best thing about this machine today, I only have 1 payment left. Have 2 years, got 1 more payment. I've been doubling them up at $640 a month. No, $680 a month. That's what I've been hitting. And yeah, $500 and totally mine. And I don't have to take anything out of my revenue for a payment anymore. We'll check back in because I got 2 death experiences that can happen on this property right here. You wouldn't think it, would you? Nah, there's nothing on this property that looks deadly, Randall. Losing your head, man. You just want something to talk about. Nah, it's important. Stick around. 2 ways you can die just out here mowing grass on this beautiful flat estate. So back to the story. If you've ever mowed grass, you know what I'm saying. Stare at the stripe. Just stare at it. Stare at that stripe, guys. You know how monotonous and tiring that can get? Yeah, you do. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is kind of the perfect property to go ahead and finish the story on right here, for sure. So as I'm cruising across the parking lot on my X-Mark laser, I dozed off, right? And next thing I know, bam! Dude, I hit a curb going full speed, and my body launched off that seat and slammed into those handlebars, right? Handlebars caught me right on my hip bones. Thank God that I did not fly forward and land in front of that mower. It for sure would have ran right over me, and there would have been some major issues involved and some serious downtime in healing. So please do yourselves a favor and do your family a favor. When you feel exhaustion coming on, just stop the mower, get off of it, and wake yourself up somehow. You know, whatever you gotta do to get back into the real world and actually become conscious again, take the time, okay? It's never gonna be a waste, for sure. So now I'm gonna throw in a huge distant memory back when I was 8 years old and mowing my personal yard on a snapper. And if you know the snappers, you know, you put in gear and it goes. Unless you hit the brake, it's just gonna go. And it's rear wheel driven with the little tiny front wheels. So I was just rolling, you know, going around this tree, and that left tire caught the trunk of the tree, and that damn mower climbed straight up the tree, vertical, and it flipped me right off the back of it. And once again, the Lord was watching after me, and the mower did not come laying on top of me. It just stayed right where it was as the tires were spinning in midair and I was on the ground looking up. This seems like an easy profession, and it seems like nothing will go wrong, but these things can happen out of nowhere. And most of the time, we're just exhausted and we're not paying attention, okay? So stick around, because the next story is really going to be emotional, and it's a true one, unfortunately. All right, so that was some tall fescue grass for sure. Some of it got triple cut, everything got double cut. So 2 ways to die on this property. Number 1, just say I'm over here weed eating that tree behind me that we do every once in a while, and I hit a yellow jacket's nest or any kind of hornet's nest, and they just get on me. If I'm allergic to them, I'm gonna have a harsh reaction. If you don't have an EpiPen with you, you're probably gonna die out here if you're solo. Always have an EpiPen with you if you're allergic. Hey, I'll touch base on a tragic story that did happen to a friend of mine a couple years back that had that involved. I'm gonna leave it at that, because that memory just hit me hard. I'll check back in. We'll talk about the other way you could have died. No, we'll do it now. If you're out here by yourself, you had that sun blasting on you all day, especially coming up when it's 100-something degrees, you need to have water. Heat stroke is a real thing. It's a huge problem for us out here. So that's your 2 ways on this property. It looked innocent, didn't it? You just went out, said goodbye to your wife, left for the day, never came back. Your safety is number 1, guys. I'm off to the next place. So a couple years ago, I received a phone call from a friend to let me know that one of our buddies, he was out trimming bushes with his helper, and his helper was on the ladder trimming the bush while he was holding it. And inside that bush was a black hornet's nest, and they came out and they surrounded him and just swarmed him hard. He yelled to his helper to run. He pushed the guy out. His helper got away, but Barney didn't make it, and he had a young family. Very tragic, and it can happen to you anytime, any moment. Alright, so here at this commercial property, definitely gotta watch out for vehicles, because all it takes is you stepping off the curb once at the wrong time, blowing with your backpack blower, not paying attention, or maybe just minding your own business, mowing grass, and a car comes, jumps the curb, and smashes you. So chalked it up to one more way we can die out here. We'll check back in. And once again, back when I was younger, working on that same large crew, we were taking care of a health retirement center. Okay, I was weed eating, stepped off the curb, just one step off the curb, and this old lady ran me right over. I bounced off her hood, weed eater hit on it, and she got out of the car being like, "What happened? What happened?" Guys, be careful. I'm telling you, man, real life situations can take you out. Alright, so conveniently enough, we came to this property today with this conversation and topic. It's an elderly couple. You saw they had locks and chains on the gates. They've had people coming in and taking things from them in the backyard. So I don't really bother them. They're kind of hard to get in touch with, and most of the time they're napping. And really, he's overpaid me, so I'm trying to get in and get out. Kind of taking a risk of getting shot, having them in the backyard right now. But hopefully they would see what we're doing and not just open fire on us. But there is another way to get taken out here at Mowing Grass. Going around the backyard or something like that, you may not come back out. Just saying. Alright, so these are our last two stops. And we're bugging on out. I'm rolling. You're gonna sit there and I'll be back just like that. Alright guys, so that's the top 7 ways that you can be taken out while you're out here mowing grass. So do yourself a favor, do your families a favor, and don't be visited by a creepy guy with a hood on called the Grim Reaper. Live to mow another day. Y'all be good. If you can, always be kind. And above all, love each other. Peace.